Okay, in this video, we're going to show you how we deal with the top pressure, talking about side control. Side control to us is as long as we're on the side of your body. So we have this way, and then we have sit-outs where we're facing towards your head, and we call it a reverse sit-out when we're facing your legs. Now, when we go for top control and stuff, the person should not be comfortable. They should not be able to say, hey, I don't mind lying here for 5 minutes. You want them to feel crimped and crunched up and pressure just driving into them. So, initially when you get a hold of someone, most people are like this, and you're on your knees, and that is okay, because on your knees is good for transitions, but there's no pressure. The only pressure you can really kind of get from being on your knees is being here, pulling your hand in, and driving your shoulder into their face. And people call that, shoulder of justice and different names, but the idea is that they're crushing your face to make sure you can't look at them. And that is a very good position, but they're still comfortable. They don't feel the need to move. They'll lie there for 10, 15 minutes and they're okay with it. That's what we don't want. So, when I'm here and under, one, it's not about chest to chest. It's about getting myself all the way up here. My chest, pinning your shoulders basically. I want to be all the way up here. And then I want to take your head and try to bring your head, try to bring your face to your sternum, to your solar plexus here. I'm not trying to bring your head up or way down here. I'm just trying to crunch you in this little space. And then when I push into you, my hips go lower than you, and they push into your body like that. Like I'm trying to push you that way. It's not about me pushing down. That's just part of your weight. That's just normal. It's going to be happening because we have gravity. Our weight's always going to be down. But we're going to push into them this way and pull them back this way while crimping their head up like this. That's what makes it so uncomfortable for them, even if you're the smaller guy. But the bigger you are and the heavier you are than the person you're fighting, the way more damage you're doing. Night and day between the big guy and the little guy doing it. So, I'm here. I want to move myself up as high up here as I can get. So it's almost like I'm taking my chest and smothering your face. Right? So you're breathing hot air all day. All the way up here. Then I want to bend your head this way and pull your arm this way. So without putting my weight on them, I'm doing this kind of a movement. Okay, I want to do everything without my weight on them, and then for a split second I'll show you my weight on them because we have a difference in weight. So I'm pulling the head this way, I'm pulling the arm this way. And then, remember I'm all the way up by his head and chest here. Either one of my feet, this one compresses your body. This is where you have a hard time breathing when I put that one down. If I put this leg down, you feel a lot of pressure on your head. And the difference between the two is you don't breathe, you feel a lot of pain. You're going to feel my bone digging into the back of your head. So I don't need to put a weight. The only one I'm going to put the real weight on, you'll hear it for a second, is on the chest. I don't do the one on the head. The head just hurts. It's unnecessary unless you're competing in a tournament. So I'm here. I pull them in, my body all the way up here. Not down here at all. All the way up here. I'm pulling them in, and I'm going to put this leg back, and for the last second, you're ready, you can either hold your breath or tighten up just for that second, and then I'm going to pull up like that. I didn't fully sink my weight. If you notice, I didn't drop down here and drive into them because there's just too much weight difference. Okay? If I'm here, just kind of turn your head this way so it doesn't hurt as much. I'm not going to pull his head in because I don't really want to put him on the bone. I'm going to turn my head this way so it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt as much. Here, and the other leg would go down with me laying on him like this while I'm pulling. Okay? That is one of our positions. Now, from that position I just told you about, where I'm sprawled out like this, pulling his head up and driving in, I would switch my feet. And when I do, I'm just doing this to take my weight off of them. I I'm doing this like I'm sliding into home base, so that my weight drives into them like this. Once you get into a position that looks like this, say, hi, how are you doing? Ready? Go ahead. And I didn't even really take much of my weight off the ground. It's just too much. You're crimping them. You're not picking someone up where you're leaning back. I'm taking his head and I'm driving it into here as I do that sit out. And I'm telling you, they're going to try and push your hand off of you. That's what gives you. They got to use this one or this one. It's the only way out. So I want to get to her in a position like this, and I'm driving in, and my hips won't be on the ground. So if you want to hold your breath again, just so I can show the position. I'm here. I won't pull your head up high. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. I'm just like this. So my hips can come off the ground, and they suffer. They will not sit in that for 2 minutes. Most people tap unless they're able to push my arm off or get their hand in my face. When I'm doing this, what I usually find is either this hand pushes my elbow, they'll look to do that, or this hand will get right into my face and they'll start shoving my face or trying to drive their hand in my throat, stuff like that. And I know that. I know that one of these two are coming. I can decide, I can make it be this one. I can't make it be this one. But I can make it be this one by when I'm holding them like this and I come up, because I don't have to get my butt off the ground. Again, just say, hi, how are you doing? So I didn't have to pick my butt up to make that happen. So I can keep this knee closer, so I'm like this to him. And he can't bring that hand under my elbow to push it up. So I can dictate and make him use this hand. If you like the submissions, that when the hand is in here, you're gonna grab the hand like this and start twisting it, where you're getting wrist locks at the top, where it's tightening everything up, then block that one out if that's the game you like. I like crushing. Don't have to change my position. So, once I'm doing this one now, I'm crushing in, but for whatever reason, he's holding out. He's way bigger than me, and my weight isn't making a big difference. Then I go from being here, just don't put any real weight on you, not your lean on your stomach here. I want to take this foot and step over your head so I can start my attacks. Right? So if you're the little guy, you want to head to those kind of games. If you're both about the same weight or you're heavier, don't even change your position. The fight's pretty much over. If I can get from here, when I'm doing all that crushing and stuff going on, I get back on my knees and you allow my hand to come in, I can grind your bicep. So I can bring your hands up into positions like these where I can get crucifixes, or I think they call it the stockade, and catch. But doing this is a distraction so I can change and have a true head and arm. I want this. This is the worst. Well, let's say the second worst. When you can get to here and you're just driving in, it's bad. This is the worst, because everything about me can crush you now. So if you can get someone in here, don't even change the position. Just get, you don't even have to get your hand on this side. Just have this hand not here to over here so you can hug their face. You're pretty much like pulling their face into their own arm and into your chest, sinking forward and pulling their head into their sternum. They tap. Maybe, I don't know if you're fresh, they tap, unless they have a really good bridge. And when I say really good, they're strong in their bridge, because once I have your head up, it's hard for you to bridge. It's hard for you to do a natural bridge. So if you've got a good explosive one, you still make me catch myself. That's the only way you're saving yourself in these positions. Now we have the last one. Again, we were here, and I chose this way of coming down. And once you choose this way of going down, pull this arm as if you're helping them to get up, because it doesn't matter if they get up. Even if I do this and you start just turning towards me and you start getting up, all I gotta do is make sure that this knee goes between me and you. You can't get close enough, and this arm is broken because you can't pull it out because you were getting up. So I'm not worried about someone getting up with me. But once I'm here and I change this position pulling, I take this hand out so that I'm facing this way. And then what I want to do is take my hip, I'm going to put it on his shoulder, but you put it on the face. So I would be here, and I would take my hip and put it on your face like this and spread my feet. Actually, if you don't mind, I do it a little bit sore because it's the bone. Okay, so look that way, so that's what hurts least. When I'm here, I lay this way, and I'm across your face like this, and then I just sink. They can't get up. And I mean, try with your friends. Safest way is to go down here a bit. Just take your hip bone, tell them to look away so you're not, sticking your nuts in their face or anything like that. Just lay like this. See how my hip is just touching his head. And then say to them, try and get up. Don't even put your weight in, just say, try and get up. And you'll see all that struggling. They're gonna have a hard, go ahead and get up. They have a hard time doing anything. And all you do is keeping your base so you can keep pushing that way. Don't have to put any weight pushing on them down. You'll see that it holds them. But once we go to this position, and we're here, when we lay on their face, bring your arm underneath me, I can block out your arm. This position gives me all my attacks to your legs. So if you try to put them into play, or I do stuff like this, and I can hook your legs. But what I'm looking for is attacks to your legs, or after this hand with this wrist locks, or going into the Kimura. And like I said, when we go into these holds, we're looking to pull the hand, the elbow all the way up here and lock it up. Not put it on down here. When you go for all your Kimuras and double wrist locks, as we call them, catch. Okay, so one more time. Just gonna walk through the positions, no real weight on them. This is what you'll get, like a starting position. First adjustment, bring everything about you up here. Everything about you up here. Pull them in, and then pick which leg you're gonna slide down. If I slide this one down, I'm pulling his head up and his arm together, and you'll get a lot of hard breathing and crushing. They can't talk. I can put this one down. It's the same thing. It's a pin, but then you're gonna take this arm out so you can start attacking the legs and this arm. You can get one-handed guillotine chokes, stuff like that. When I'm here, I'm all the way up. I sprawled my foot out, raise this one. I would pull his head up more. And remember, it's not up like this. It's pulling his head, so he's taking his face into his sternum. Now I'm gonna pull more like this as I sit out towards this position, and then I would drive my hips like this, grinding on them. All right, so I'm here, doing that kind of a grind, and what I'm hoping is to find the time that this hand can get out and get this. Second worst, lots of weight on them when I do this position, especially when you're all the way up here. And then final, the worst, is me being able to get my hand under this arm. So I mean, you might get to here, he's suffering, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for an arm bar, try to put it in here, he pulls it away. You're looking to put it in here, he brings it up. Maybe that's how you get under the arm. Or maybe while he's hugging you here, you're able to take your cutting bone while you're doing all this grinding, and you get it under his shoulder and it starts to hurt. He takes his arm out to stop the pain. And that's how you get it. But if you can get this, and all you're gonna do is hug him. It's not even about holding like this, and this works too great, don't get me wrong. I just say to people, does that feel uncomfortable? How does that feel?
Yeah, that's all.
It's uncomfortable. No more extra strength at all. Hugging him, just trying to get my hands to hug. How does that feel? Worse? The more you can hug yourself like this, the worse it is. So again, give it a try. Happy training.